Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we're tackling a management headache that never seems to go away. What to do when someone on your team is consistently underperforming. And no, I'm not talking about had a bad day or learning a new task. I mean that ongoing low performance that just doesn't improve. Don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what steps to follow and how to follow them without feeling like the bad guy. Let's jump right in. Step 1. Identify the specific performance gap. You can't fix something that you can't define. Most managers make the mistake of saying things like, your work needs to improve. Improve what? Accuracy, speed, attitude? So here's how to implement this step. Pull up recent examples of the tasks or responsibilities that aren't being done well. Compare the employee's actual output to the expected standard. This is where you get super specific. Instead of saying something like, your reports are sloppy, think of something different. Like, last week's report had 3 missing sections and 2 incorrect figures. The more specific you are, the easier the rest becomes. Step 2. Gather examples and data. You need receipts, not to attack the employee, but to give clarity. You can collect things like missed deadlines, customer complaints, errors in their work, low quality compared to peers, performance stats, or even peer feedback if appropriate. Think of this as your evidence pack. You're not building a case against them. You're building clarity for both of you. Step 3. Schedule a private discussion. This is not a hallway chat. This is not, hey, can we talk for a sec? You want a planned, calm conversation. Say something like, hey, can we sit down tomorrow? I want to talk about some observations around performance and how I can support you better. This lowers the anxiety and removes the surprise attack. Step 4. Ask the employee for their perspective. Now this is where most managers trip up. They jump straight into the lecture. Don't do that. Instead ask, I've noticed some changes in your performance. What's going on from your side? You might hear things like, I didn't know that was the expectation, or I'm struggling with the workload. Even, I'm unclear about the process, and in some cases I'm dealing with personal issues. There's always a story behind poor performance. Your job is to understand it, not excuse it. Just understand it. Step 5. Clarify expectations and standards. Now that you've listened, it's your turn. Be clear, simple, and direct. No fluff, no corporate jargon. For example, your role requires submitting weekly reports by Friday at 3 p.m. with 100% accuracy. That's the standard everyone follows. This step removes all those I didn't know or I wasn't aware factors. Step 6. Set measurable performance goals. This is where you create the finish line. Good goals look like 0 errors in the next 4 weekly reports, or respond to all customer tickets within 24 hours for the next 30 days. Improve productivity by 20% by the end of the month. If it is vague, it won't work. If it's measurable, you both know exactly what success looks like. Step 7. Provide training or resources. Performance issues are often capability issues. Ask yourself, do they need training, better tools, updated procedures, shadowing opportunities, or even a simpler workflow? Say this directly. I want you to succeed, so let's make sure you have everything you need to meet the goals we discussed. Support doesn't equal weakness. Support equals leadership. Step 8. Agree on checkpoints and deadlines. This is the glue that holds the improvement plan together. Don't say, let's check in sometime next month. Nope. Say this instead. Let's meet every Friday at 10 a.m. to review progress and remove any roadblocks. Regular check-ins can do the following for you. It can keep them accountable, give you visibility, prevent surprises, and make support consistent. Structure is your friend here. Step 9. Document the whole process. Documentation protects everyone. You, the employee, and the company. Here is what to document. What the issues are, what expectations you clarified, what support you offered, what timelines you set, and what was agreed during each check-in. If the improvement plan works, great. You have proof of success. If it doesn't, you have the foundation for formal action. Think of documentation as your management seatbelt. You hope you never need it, but if something goes wrong, you'll be very glad it's there. Step 10. Escalate formally if no improvement. This doesn't mean punishment, it means structure. If after the agreed time frame there's no improvement, you move into formal warnings, performance improvement plans or PIPs, HR involvement, or reassigning tasks, or if needed, separation. But here's the thing, if you've done steps 1 to 9 well, this step will not feel like a surprise or betrayal. It will feel like the logical next step. You're not being harsh. You're protecting your team, the workflow, the business, and ultimately the employee's own integrity. So that's it. Handling consistent poor performance doesn't have to be scary or awkward. If you follow these 10 steps of clarity, fairness, and actual support, you'll turn a stressful management moment into a structured and professional process. If you would like to receive more practical tips like this, then follow and subscribe to this channel. That will make sure that you do not miss out on my next video upload. Thanks for watching, and remember, good managers correct performance. Great managers guide improvement. See you in the next one.